Money for the schools, your decision.
The Dan Yorke State of Mind program is brought to you in part by Lookout Rhode Island and Takeo Comfort Solutions.
You know, you should never take it for granted that the voters are going to say yes to provide funding for educational institutions. Yet the voters, I think, have done a pretty good job over the last handful of years and decades, actually, investing in higher education. And today we're going to talk about that. Great to have you aboard. Thanks very much. As I promised you a few weeks ago, amidst the turmoil of the national election and all the conversation that we've had on it, I wanted to spend some time on the questions. And so if you haven't seen the programs in the last couple of weeks on questions 1 and 3, you should go to WPRI.com and review those conversations that we had. The voters have some serious answers to provide here, and don't forget, your municipal ballots are also chock full of questions. My own hometown of Cumberland's got an entire charter that I've got to review, and I've got to do my homework on what they want to do with the council, what they want to do with the mayoral salary and the terms and all that kind of stuff. And you don't want to get caught in the ballot box going, oh, what's this all about? A, because the lines are long, and B, you should be informed. Having said that, and trying to stay away from preaching at you, we've got a question about our schools here tonight, and I promised you that we would have some headliners. This is a panel. We're talking about some executive juice on this program tonight. So let me forego any commentary on any other matter that's going on. I'll say Happy Halloween, tardy for you. You're watching this on Friday and Sunday, but we tape at 1 o'clock on Thursdays. So happy Halloween. Here's the headline on what is the question that is being posed to you regarding both investments at URI and Rhode Island College. And here's a promotional announcement that has been running, advocating for such.
Rhode Island's colleges and universities are at the leading edge of science and technology. On Election Day, we'll have a chance to build on that momentum by voting yes on Question 2. Question 2 will invest in a new biomedical sciences building at URI and a new cybersecurity and artificial intelligence center at RIC. The future is here, right now. Let's be ready for it by voting yes on Question 2.
I'm Nancy Gillespie of Rhode Islanders for Higher Education, and I approve this content.
So the presidents of both the University of Rhode Island and Rhode Island College are here. I've had them each individually, but it's powerhouse when you both come in together. There's a lot of academic pressure, I feel, on the set tonight. But President Parlange and President Warner, thank you.
We won't grade you.
You won't grade me?
No, sir.
Good. I didn't have that high a GPA in college anyway, so it would be par for the course should you do grade me. Thanks for coming.
Pleasure.
There's a good history in terms of the voters saying, you know what, yeah, we'll step up here. But taking it for granted is always a mistake.
Absolutely.
You want an informed electorate, correct? Finding the no on 2 folks is like a needle in a haystack. I'm sure they're around, but truth to be told, there's no real organization that's no on 2. There are folks who will say, hey, listen, we've had enough expenditure, taxpayer money here, yada, yada, yada. So I think what is important for you folks to do is, despite what probably is a momentum for an approval of this question, is to dig a little deeper and talk about exactly how it would be spent. So let's just start with, let's throw up I think we have a graphic here on, do we have a graphic on the breakdown of the spending? I think we do. Thank you very much, Eric. It's 160 mil, which is no small number, right? Capital improvements, that's usually what we do with bond questions. When we have to buy big things, we ask for the voters to give us big chunks of money, right? Biomedical sciences at URI and cybersecurity at Rhode Island College, which is, you know, a unique step for the college itself. Mr. President, URI, what do you plan with this new facility?
Yeah, well, first of all, thanks for having us here on this occasion. And I would also say thank you to all the voters of Rhode Island. We are incredibly grateful to their support over the years. I think it's important to remember that For every dollar invested in the University of Rhode Island, we return $6.50 back to the state economy. So there's that relationship. But more importantly, we have a lot of momentum at the moment in the state of Rhode Island in the life sciences. We have more than 6,000 students studying some aspect of the life sciences at URI. And we have programs from the Ryan Institute on neurosciences to programs related to drug discovery, biomedical engineering, and science that are really taking off. I'm really pleased that the Wall Street Journal did do their survey of all the universities across the country, and URI came out as the #1 public research flagship university in New England. It's very important. And right now, this is an exciting time for research in the life sciences. This is really going to accelerate, ultimately, discoveries that are so important. As you probably know, dementia is actually passing heart disease as one of the leading causes of death around the world. And we have leading research that's going on around Alzheimer's, ALS, diseases of the brain. And as we have an aging population, these are very important. When you go for your next eye exam, there will be a standard check that's made for everybody to look at early detection of Alzheimer's. That's coming out of the University of Rhode Island research. And so we have really important NIH research going on.
So the research is really important, and I know because you are a research guy. In plain speak, what kind of majors and jobs are we turning out here from the undergrads here?
It spans from the pharmaceutical sector, so from
which you're already big on.
And that's the beauty. This is very complementary
you have
to
a foundation
our strong
already.
Programs that go on in other fields, environment, but of course pharmaceutical. Our College of Health Sciences is actually really ramping up. And another thing to know that's very important, we have this program called Rhode Island Embrace, an NIH funded grant. It's now over $100 million. It involves all the universities of Rhode Island. So Rhode Island College, the Community College, Brown, PC, Bryant, they're all involved, and it's really lifting up the biotechnology, the bioscience sector of the state. So we're attracting companies that want to hire our students. We're also having spin-offs that are coming out.
Sure.
Yeah.
So biomedical, one thing, but the world is moving at a rapid pace, and everybody's freaking out about what's on their phones at this juncture. What's leaking, what's not. Who am I talking to? Who's watching? And what's the national security? And this move at Rhode Island College is pretty profound.
It certainly is. And you used the right term, Dan, earlier. You talked about investment. And that's what this is. And it's also why I think these bond issues tend to be looked upon favorably by the voters, because they're investments in the economic prospects of Rhode Island and the workforce prospects as well. Right now, Rhode Island has about 2,700 vacancies in the cybersecurity arena. And every day you read in the paper about some attack on some entity, be it a hospital, a school system, a municipality, or an important business. So part of our response to that is to really double down on emerging technologies. Cybersecurity was the first. The program is only 2 years old. We have 100 majors already and 26 minors. We have over 400 in our computer science curricula. And I believe URI also has computer science and information technology. Ours is more application focused for businesses and nonprofits. So we train people to fill those positions that can do the business applications of information technology.
It seems to me this particular facility that you want to build, and the commitments that the administration and former Congressman Langevin in running this operation are establishing here very well could change some of the reputational thoughts that people have about RIC, in that it's a teaching college, it's a social services major college, that kind of a thing. I mean, do you feel like the signature that the school is writing now is going to change the brand, so to speak?
It could be. We always have liked to think of ourselves as being comprehensive. So we have strong programs in arts and sciences. We have them in business, as well as the nursing, social work, and teaching that are usually associated with us. But our fastest growing school right now is the School of Business. And one of the reasons is that computer science is there with over 400 majors. So, and that's the piece that will populate Whipple Hall when it's renovated.
So real quick, let's talk about the mechanics of the bonds themselves. Pretty well split, 87 mil for URI, 73 million for Rhode Island College. In your positions, do you guys worry about the cash flow? You simply just want to know that the money is there and the state government is managing it. But will you have proprietary discretion over this dough, and how long will it take to invest, spend it wisely?
Well, certainly I
Or
do.
is it, you can give me an honest answer if it's true, which is, I don't know, just give us the money, we're building something.
No. So we know, we have a plan. It's well laid out. The building would be complete by 2028. In our particular case, on the biomedical sciences building, it would be installed on the north end of our science quad. It would involve 21 laboratories for education and research. As I mentioned earlier, more than 6,000 undergraduates. We have another 600 graduate students that would be participating. It would bring together really researchers from the neuroscience, health science, pharmaceutical science, biomedical engineering.
But from your positions, do you manage the money?
Yes.
Yeah, and the money, Rhode Island's been very good about making the money available when it needs to be spent. And we go through an elaborate design process, bidding processes associated with it, and money needs to be released at stages during the process.
And I'm guessing each administration built this bond question, correct? It's your responsibility for saying what we need, how we need it, how we're going to implement it. And the diligence is done by state government in terms of passing the question on to the voters. And so that's the diligence that you folks do. When we come back, I want to talk about, in broad strokes, just the reputation of higher education here in the state, which in my tenure now, some quarter of a century, I've seen changing for the better. Stay with us.
We're ahead of the game. We're making sure that as AI now is bursting on the scenes, that Rhode Island is going to be prepared to understand what the ramifications are, what the upsides will be, and potential downsides.
Jim Langevin, our former congressman in the 2nd District, the governor, you, President Warner, he got together and made this thing happen. He's a pretty good choice. I mean, this is the guy that was trying to make this conversation go in Congress, somewhat obscurely. I mean, his efforts were diligent, but the attention for it was back page. And I think the whole AI and cybersecurity thing is moving from back page to front page as our phones are getting even more and more sophisticated, and we're worried about how the election's going to get affected by fake this, fake that, and we don't know whether we're looking at something authentic or not. And it's coming like a freight train, isn't it?
It certainly is, and it is front page news. Every time a major entity gets hit with a cyber attack, that's big news. And we have to be able to defend.
Where do you see Rhode Island College in the national conversation? I mean, it seems to me that this expertise is not going to be limited to the 50 miles of length and 35 miles of width of the ocean state, right? You're going to put a stamp on this conversation nationally?
Well, we hope to. Now, we are a regional institution. Most of our students come from the state and certainly the New England region. But nationally, there are nearly 700,000 job openings in cybersecurity. So,
and how many schools are actually developing a specific facility like this?
Good question. Not sure exactly how many. I know of a few around the country that really specialize in this kind of thing. We're looking at partnerships with some of them.
But regionally, you might be out front.
I believe we are.
Yeah.
Bridgewater State also has a cyber range. We'll have one up and running very shortly, and we'll have 2 in the new building.
So let's talk about the reputation of higher education here in Rhode Island. That the Wall Street Journal offered that evaluation, I think, was cycles of news are kind of interesting, right? We have been immersed in a presidential election that has really dominated the scene local news sometimes is subservient to that in the cycle, but that story coming out deserves a lot of attention. You know, your predecessor, I think, did a great job in marketing, you know, Think Big, We Do. You didn't change that. You've just built on it. It used to be, though, when I first got here some 25 years ago, there were a lot of jokes about Rick. You know, oh, he's going to Rick. URI, I remember my daughter, uh-oh, I'm in trouble here. My daughter said to me, I don't want to stay home. I want to go out of state for school. Guess where she ended up sophomore year? URI is a major in speech pathology. Now she's flourishing in the field after having grad school. Those personal experiences and intimate experiences that Rhode Islanders have are one thing, but the reputation, I think, was waning a couple of decades ago. It doesn't feel that way anymore. There seems to be a genuine sense of acknowledgement amongst the citizens that, you know what, we're pretty good at this stuff. Do you get the feel? I mean, you've been around a long time. You get it.
I have. I came to the state 22 years ago as commissioner, so right. I understood the state of Rhode Island.
Am I reading it correctly?
I think you are. I think we've had some transformative presidents. Marc is one of them. I like to think I am too. We call ourselves now the Opportunity College of Choice, and the of choice piece really matters because I think now people are choosing us for the quality. Not just because we're in-state and less expensive. So that's part of an ongoing effort. David Dooley did a great job to set it up. Marc's taking it to another level. And I think you can expect to see Rhode Island higher education really on the map.
Yeah, Dr. Parlange, I think you came in on a pretty good wave. But there's pressure with that too. I mean, if the institution goes backwards, that's problematic. And nobody considers that to be the case right now. You know, believe me, if I thought there was critical questions to ask about the way you guys are running your shops, I would certainly ask them. It's hard to poke holes right now in how these two institutions are running.
Yeah, so the momentum is great. I have to say the students love it. There is a really strong sense of community. Our faculty and our staff are just amazing. I don't think a lot of people know, but almost 80%, depending on the major, of our students do undergraduate research. Half of our students have paid internships across each year. I look at the research that our faculty, the last 2 years, the research grants at the federal, very competitive at the national level. We're at the top. We're collaborating with regional schools like UConn and friends at New Hampshire, Woods Hole. We have really outstanding grants around undersea vehicle transport. $25 million a year. These are quite significant. And at the end of the day, we are, after all, you know, the #1 in New England. It means something.
There's something when people are deciding where they want to send their kids, or when kids are deciding where they want to go to college. Rhode Island College now, from a mostly commuter, I mean, some students stay on campus, correct?
About 12%.
12%. But from a commuter basis, I mean, the Rhode Island Promise, being able to actually only pay for 2 years out of 4 if you're conforming to certain academic standards, is I think it amplifies what I already thought was the best return on investment for college that we had in the area, because the tuition's not bad and you don't have to live there.
Well, it's not just about affordability, but that's really important. We have a chance to have
right, it's
students.
Not a cheap buy, but it's awful nice not to have that debt going forward.
But it's a bachelor's degree for under $25,000.
Right.
All tuition and fees in. We have the potential for that. It's an opportunity for students to graduate without debt so they can go to graduate school. That's often an impediment. If I'm saddled with a lot of debt, I think twice about getting more to go to graduate school. So our undergraduates feed URI's graduate school as well, and if they can do that without debt, they're much more apt to go and invest in themselves.
And then when it comes to institutions like URI, even on a scale comparative to some of the dough that's being spent out there, the $80,000 and $90,000 a year room and board and tuition fees that you start to hear at the Ivies and everything else, it's like, when is this ever going to end? It's a heck of a quality of life. I wonder, though, whether we're going to see a bond question down the line for even more residential capital investment, because one of the things I think URI is struggling with is what I think is kind of a cool place to be on campus, yet still you got a culture where the kids want to be down by the water, and you know, are you thinking about a transition there to kind of leave Narragansett alone and for good at some juncture, and to make the URI campus a live 4-year type of environment?
Yeah, so the University of Rhode Island brings so many positives to the state of Rhode Island, and it's clear our students in 3rd and 4th years enjoy being on Narragansett, and they are good neighbors, good citizens that are there.
Yeah, there's a party or two, you know, but actually, I cannot have a 100% rosy conversation here. There's a couple, ask some of the people in Narragansett if they love this whole thing. I just wonder if there's going to be a transition at some juncture, or is that a permanent culture signature of URI?
So I hear, of course, from South Kingston and Narragansett all the time that it's getting so much better than it used to be. So, so that's positive news. We do have old dormitories. We do have plans to...
so more questions perhaps to come.
I think we would probably do dormitories in a different way. This is really about an investment in the future of Rhode Island. It's part of the momentum with our life sciences hub.
All right, listen, when we come back, a final closing cell view on the questions you've stayed with us. The question asks you to approve $160 million split between URI and Rhode Island College. 20 seconds on why you need a guess.
Because both of these initiatives are investments in the future of Rhode Island. Its workforce, the quality of its workforce, the relationship between the initiatives to raise incomes overall, that's what these investments are about. 2 key areas, life sciences and information technology, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, other emerging technologies. These are going to be the underpinnings for the future economy of the state.
Dr. Parlange?
Yeah, to build on that, this is so important for accelerating scientific advances in the state of Rhode Island. It's really thinking about setting Rhode Island on a path for really leadership and innovation in critical areas.
Well, good stuff. You got a football team to worry about this weekend.
We have an awesome football team. It's part of the good momentum.
All right. Yeah. Good to see you both. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dan.
Final word when we come back. Stay with us. Reasons to say no on a bunch of questions, but if you say no on 2, I think you're just shortchanging the universities and the college, not only in terms of what they're trying to accomplish, but again, the return on investment, which is something that people don't necessarily always compute. I'm yes on 2. Good luck to you at the ballot box. We'll see you next week. What a week.